McVitie's family circle need to revisit their we hear the crunching, that's Steph putting it back in the box. Those were horrible, those biscuits. You good? Back in the box? All back in the box.
Yeah, I
Right.
just need a quick drink because it's so dry.
They're so dry.
Oh, wait, hang on. Happy New Year.
It will be Happy New Year, won't it? It will be 2024.
No, it is.
No, it is.
It
It is
is.
2024.
Yes.
Hello, everyone from the future.
I'll just
Past.
have a drink, sorry.
Future.
Entertain them.
Ooh. Had a custard cream, a little fat chocolate finger. And they were grim. They were so dry. They're horrible. That is exactly why you got them for free. We'll never get them again. They were dusty. I hate to think, how old are those biscuits? No, don't. I thought he was going to look at the box.
They're not going to be that old.
I don't know.
Christmas 2023 stock.
So,
Oh.
what's up?
I swear this microphone smells mouldy. Oh, wait, smell it.
Mouldy. Smells the same as mine.
Yeah, mouldy.
Well, it can't be mouldy because they stay with
That's-
silica packets.
That's not like a...
It prevents moisture,
Catch-all.
doesn't it?
Well,
It stops
yeah,
moisture.
but the stink. The stink remains.
They're in a bag, in a Ziploc bag, in a box,
It's a paramole.
so they can't.
Well, I can smell a smell.
This is
And
just
that smell is
microphone
smelly.
smell.
Is it your and Ash's breath?
Might be. You never know.
Stanky boys.
We have just finished Days Gone. Kind of wanted to get it done before we did the podcast because I wanted something really decent to talk. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, nothing.
What are you looking at me like that for?
I'm not looking at you like anything.
I haven't rushed anything.
No, I know. I know you haven't.
That was a weird look you give me.
Oh.
That was a loaded look. What did you think? Jesus Christ, was that your back?
God, I hope that didn't come on the microphone.
What a horrendous burp. That was crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was very, very good.
It's very good.
And I don't mean this in like a bad way, but do you feel it might be one to ask maybe a couple of weeks from now, and not now because I think now you're in that afterglow of a good game. But do you think it had anything stand out special?
Yeah,
What?
I believe it did. One of the main things of it, the hordes.
Mm-hmm.
There's, as far as I can tell, there aren't really any other games thus far that have taken the mechanics of those zombie hordes and the way that they behave and just the whole general basis of them and built upon it and used it. That was those hordes were the first time I've ever had something like that in a game, with that volume of enemies and having to pick them off and be tactical. But I know obviously I just ran in with an LMG and jobs are good. But I feel like for me that stood out. The bike was quite cool as well, and the upgrades for that, and being able to kill a lot of zombies whilst you're on the bike and that type of stuff. I've said it before, the weather in the game, something so simple, but I feel like it's done so well, really well, really dynamic, like properly dynamic.
And I think that it had very good scaling in the sense that things that were genuinely impossible at the start became easier towards the end, but not a piece of piss.
Yeah, the
it
horde
was
in the
challenging
lumber mill.
throughout, and I think as well with the bike upgrades, they were a lot of it. Yes, there was a lot of fun cosmetics to be had, but there was also like necessary quality of life improvements that you did have to earn, and that element of realism as well, where you didn't just have one pot of money; you had credits between each camp, as it would be in real life. You know, you couldn't go, "Oh, can I have this from you?" Because I did a favour for him. You know, 20 miles away. You know, that kind of thing where you have to build trust and alliances and stuff. I thought that was very cleverly done.
Yeah, I think it I found it was not forcing me, but it is forcing, but it's a good kind of force where I would have to do side missions for certain camps because not every camp was giving you what you needed.
Yeah.
So, like Lost Lake would have bike upgrades, but Copeland's camp did.
It's like the
One of the other camps near Lost Lake didn't. Diamond something like that. Didn't give you bike upgrades. You could just refill your fuel and shit like that. And it was the same sort of system with the weapons as well. So there were camps where you needed to bring up your trust level, and obviously towards the end, it sort of doesn't become as much of a necessity, and all sort of melts into one. Well,
no, nothing. It's just mesmerising.
look at the centre. But we've said it before when we spoke about it a couple, because I think this is now like the third or fourth episode where Days Gone has been brought up before, and it's like survival, but survival light.
Yeah.
Where you need to craft most of your stuff, so bandages, healing cocktails, and bombs, and all sorts of Molotovs, all sorts of shit. The only thing that you couldn't really craft was silencers for your weapons, but even then you can still go to certain cars and loot them from the bonnets because they were oil filters. But it usually that I find that kind of stuff quite annoying because for fuck's sake, like I don't want to have to watch my resources. However, they made everything so plentiful that you was never really lacking on stuff, and it was quite easy to find everything. And with the petrol system for your bike, like in real life, you're going to run out of fuel, and naturally you'd have to fill up. And you could either go to a camp and you could pay to have it filled up, or you can find petrol while you're free roaming. And there was plenty of it. There's petrol stations, there's canisters everywhere. So it again doesn't feel like you're massively lacking. I liked the fact that when you fast travelled, it had an impact, i.e. it cost you time and it cost you fuel. So and it was until, obviously, because I got the really cool Death Stranding fuel tank where it has like the baby floating around in it. Before I had that, I could only fast travel a certain distance. It wouldn't allow me to go past what my fuel tank could actually do, which makes perfect sense. So sort of at the beginning, sort of like the middle of the game, you are contemplating whether it's worth fast travelling somewhere or riding there yourself and filling up along the way, because you might not have the money to fast. Because not once, but I think I come very close where I fast travelled and then just didn't have the fuel to go out and about. I had to go and find some fuel real quick and come back. So yeah, I really liked it. I like that aspect of it.
Very nice.
It's a good game.
Why isn't the thingy moving?
What thingy?
That bar.
What, the sound bar?
The blue thing. Does it not move?
Yeah, but we're not at the end of it.
Oh, I see.
There's
Sorry.
one here.
Oh, very cool. Hello.
But it doesn't auto scroll.
No, fair enough.
Like any see. Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening. I just suddenly panicked that it wasn't recording.
They weren't
I was
recording.
like,
You look at the numbers at the bottom.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I like the story was very good. I think.
Yeah.
So, what is it? I should have it logged in on my phone. The actual hours played. So, 51 hours is what I put into it, which is about bang on the average of what it is to finish everything, or at least what I've done. I think it was like 36 was the average for the main story, and then for everything else it was between like 55 and 65 or something like that. So I haven't actually got that much more side stuff to do, I don't think.
Are you going to leave it now?
I won't make any promises, but I do kind of want to get those hordes done, because there's only 3 left.
Yeah.
There's only 3 left in a couple of, like, one camp, so I might do. Plus, there's some cool weapons that I want to see, I want to test out, because you get those mysterious weapons in New Game Plus as well. I don't know if I'd play New Game Plus because I can't be asked to do that sort of story again. Yeah. So it's never been my thing. But what I will say, not once did I get bored.
Oh no!
Throughout that entire 51-hour gameplay, not once did I get bored of what I was doing, which I find with single single player story games, I feel like if it doesn't grab you intensely and keep you there, I tend to slump off a bit.
Yeah.
And either not come back to it or I have to give it a little bit and really like pump myself up to do it. But Days Gone 100% is one of those very few games that I played where that shit has, well, held both of us throughout the whole thing, because I started playing it, I think I'd got like 10 hours on it or something before you'd started watching it with me.
Yeah.
We basically did what we did with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Where I started it and then you actually really enjoyed watching it, so made a silent pact to not play it unless we were both in the room watching. So yeah, for the it's just another one of those games where so many people have said you have to play it because it's so fucking good, and then I've gone, nah, it's not really my cup of tea. I've tried it, blah blah blah. I think I did the same thing with God of War.
Oh god! Oh my god! Yeah, I remember when you were like, you had the disc, didn't you?
Yeah.
God, that was so long ago.
Yeah, first God of War, 2018. I was like, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
How mental, absolutely mental. And Days Gone was exactly the same.
Yeah, I've watched you start it. I think twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I downloaded on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And I started that and couldn't be bothered, deleted it, and then re-downloaded it for when we went to Ireland, played a little bit, and was like, actually, I really enjoy this. And then it was Mark that was like, obviously it's free on the PlayStation. So he was like, try it on that. And it just played so nice. The guns feel fantastic. The movement feels really good. How, like I said to you yesterday, we know that it had a rocky release, and that's what really harmed it, and the critics, the reviewers of it, gave it really shit scores for, like, not incredibly bad, but it deserves far better than what it received. However, this is me talking in 2024 when it released in 2019.
Yeah.
So there's a 5-year gap there, and with something like Cyberpunk, when that first come out, when No Man's Sky first come out, they were awful. They were buggy as shit. They were received really poorly. They weren't optimized properly, and now look at what they've become is absolutely incredible, because the developers have listened and worked on fixing that. And I feel like that's the same kind of story with Days Gone. I don't know how bad it was when it first released. Mark said it was really buggy, but to what extent? Like, was it unplayable? How truly awful was it? Because it definitely isn't now.
No, but then I think that it doesn't take much when you're not yet invested in it at all. I really don't think it takes very much to turn you away. I don't mean you personally. I mean like a player, because you have no love for it. It really wouldn't. I don't think it does take a lot, which is a shame. But I think it's just human nature.
I think you also have when it's an exclusive. I feel like it's put in the spotlight a lot more than other games.
The expectations are high.
Yeah, because you're like you're releasing this solely for PlayStation. Obviously, I know it's on PC now, but you're releasing this solely for PlayStation. This needs to be good.
Yeah.
This is one of your flagships. You've got to get it right. So when it's not anything but perfect, I suppose people. But I feel like we've all been guilty of that as well. When you sort of look at a game and you're not massively invested, and then it comes out, and then you hear from a couple of people that it's a bit shit, and you just make that assumption and go, all right, well, I'm not going to bother getting it then.
Yeah.
Because you've said it's shit. It's like Mark's playing the Crew Motorfest. I haven't got it, but I was looking at it. If he turns round and says, yeah, it's a bit shit, I'll go, I won't bother then.
Yeah.
That's all I need is one person to go, I wouldn't bother. It's like, okay, so if I'm that fickle, there obviously is so many more people that are fickle with that kind of stuff. It's just very volatile, but I feel like if you're able to play Days Gone and you never have, 100% I recommend it. That is, other than The Last of Us, but we're talking different kind of games, probably one of the best zombie games that I've ever played. Really fucking good. It is, out of games of all time, I'd put it firmly up there. Definitely in the top 10 somewhere.
Mm.
It was sick. Really fucking good.
Yeah.
Really good. You could blow people's heads up.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I'm just all over it. How Sony haven't revised their decision on not having a Days Gone 2 is beyond me. Because of how that game is finished, you could definitely have a Days Gone 2. You can definitely do more shit with it. And you already have an incredible game there that you could build on again. Why you wouldn't... There's obviously a reason.
You said yourself, if it wasn't received well, they're just going to move on to something else, aren't they?
This is true, but The Last of Us Part 2 wasn't received massively well either. And that got a fucking remaster.
Well, yeah.
But I suppose that's a different studio, though, isn't it? Different developers. It's got nothing... Well, it does have stuff to do with Sony.
And also, it doesn't always work out that way. You know, like... I'm trying to think of an example. I don't know, maybe like Life is Strange. Absolutely loved the first game. Really, really excited for what was next. They came out with some wank prequel. Well, some people may like it. I personally thought it was shit. Which, again, actually... kind of touches on what we're talking about, where I got that because I was really excited, didn't like it, didn't finish it, didn't even really start it, if I'm honest. When Life is Strange 2 rolled around, I was already turned off.
Yeah.
I did give it a small chance, but I couldn't really... The idea that... Because they can't just do the same thing again, which I appreciate, that's fine. And the whole premise, without spoiling, I guess, is... You know, someone develops a supernatural power.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that particular power in the first game is to do with time and the rewinding of time and whatever. And it fits really well. And then I couldn't even tell you what the prequel thing was like happened in there. But Life is Strange 2, it was something to do with like he had this like rage thing that like destroyed stuff, I guess. I can't even remember. And yeah, it was almost like that's making a noise.
What was I breathing into?
I don't know.
I won't do that again, sorry. Go on.
That's right. Yeah, and it's something that you think that you want it, but actually the reality of it, you didn't want that. It's like, oh no, you've done it wrong. Like the sequel's wrong. It's not what I wanted. Like it's so hard, isn't it? It must be under so much pressure to get it right.
I think that's the...
And there must be... When we know there's people that feel that way about Life is Strange 2. Fucking Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
They were like, you've taken this thing that I love and have played 100 times to change it into something that I now know no longer enjoy.
That's the risk that you sometimes have to take, though, isn't it? Because you can't... Something like Life is Strange.
Well, and there's a third one now. Or fourth one, whatever it is called.
And The Last of Us and games like that, you kind of have to innovate in the sequels to keep people there. Even with God of War, because it's not those types of games. You have something like Call of Duty, FIFA, where people aren't looking for massive change in the next installation. They know what they want. They know the bones of it.
Yeah,
that is what they want. That is what works. Yeah. Whereas something like let's go with God of War. You got God of War 2018. You've got the building blocks of that. When you have Ragnarok, it's very much the same. However, there are lots of little tweaks, new abilities thrown in, new weapons, new thing. It's been built upon, and new characters introduced, and all this kind of stuff to make it feel like the same, but also different. The Last of Us Part 2 obviously went that one step further and completely destroyed the protagonist that everyone's fallen in love with.
Yeah.
Completely removed and gone down a different direction, which was an extremely risky move, but in my opinion paid off and worked for them because I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And so many people did, but so many people didn't because they have that attachment. Naughty Dog changed something that to a lot of people should have never been changed. And that was changing the path of Joel's storyline.
Yeah.
But I feel like they needed to do something.
Well, yeah, and then again today, there's a realism in the fact that he's an aging man with a lot of enemies. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And you need to have the impact that the conclusion of part 1 had. You know, it was going to, again, without spoiling, I suppose. Not that I'm sure anybody doesn't know, but we won't say it anyway. But like, I feel like potentially it would have been very, very difficult to have another game where nothing, like, you know what I mean? Like, the entire story of the first game was leading to that point. You know, with finding a cure, will it be this, will it be that? And so it was essentially directionless.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
'cause
Like, I kind of...
What exactly?
It was radical, but I think it was also almost like necessary.
Yeah.
I don't know if
What
that's the right
exactly
word.
are you supposed to do? Where's that?
Because otherwise
sport?
you're literally just cracking on.
Yeah, you're just cracking on surviving. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's no end goal.
There's nothing to build around.
Yeah, you already know that there's not going to be a cure.
Yeah.
So, well, now what? Now you're just surviving.
Yeah.
That's
Becomes
completely
sandbox.
it. Yeah, pretty
Just-
much. So,
yeah.
so they have to do that. And I respect developers that decide to do that, because I feel like there's a lot of games out there where that just has not worked, and it just kills.
Take it.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what, you had enough of the dog?
No, she's just
Sonia. See you later.
wriggling.
Look at
Oh.
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I think sequels are something that the Square Enix Tomb Raiders did really well. What are you looking at me like that for? Oh, you're yawning.
Mid-yawn.
You're
But
like
it's
this.
like it's like a really weak yawn.
Yeah, it's
like,
really
it's
weird.
like there, but it's not there.
That's really gross.
So
But yeah, it's something that I feel like there was enough familiarity where you're getting the same of what you always liked, but with new shit. Still must finish that.
What?
Stop doing the face.
I'm trying to yawn, but you keep fucking making weird noises and looking at
I
me
just
and
won't
ruining
look
the
at you.
yawn.
I
No,
won't
because
look
the
at you,
yawn's
I'll look
gone
at the
now.
Santa.
Oh, because you have to keep talking while you.
What I was gonna do was look at
There it is.
if I'd have had if
got
I'd
it.
remembered the thought that I had this morning. Was gonna do like a go down. Obviously, it's a bit boring to listen to when you're live, but like the topics of this year's pods
Oh yeah.
to see like. So hang on, one moment.
Oh, we're not going to go through all fucking like 70 odd of them,
No,
are we?
obviously not. It's just interesting to see where you're at last night. Like last night. No, last year. So it was both. Oh my god, you had both started collecting Pokemon cards.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yep. The Quarry.
We both stopped collecting Pokemon cards
Yeah.
now.
And then it was The Last of Us, the show.
Yep. Fantastic.
You'd ordered a Steam Deck on the 27th of January.
Jesus.
Talking Hogwarts Legacy, your review of the Steam Deck and how Jedi Survivor was delayed. Then we start Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, more Pokemon collecting, Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Valheim. Oh my god, that died a death for you guys, didn't it?
Fucking Valheim. That did not die a death. It was just merely put back on the shelf and
Because
kept
the pair of
warm.
you were so traumatized by that thing.
Oh, it was that's such a good game, and they've done so many more updates since as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Maybe 2024 will be Valheim
Maybe we'll have to
revisited.
crack it back out again. I wish
Yeah.
they had put it onto a console.
Yeah.
'Cause it'd be so fun. Was Ash playing on?
PC, yeah, it must have been.
Was he?
I think so.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, so it is on console then?
It's on Xbox, I think.
Oh, that makes
I think
sense.
yeah, it's on Xbox, not PlayStation. Because I remember when we was playing together, it was like really laggy, or like he would be like
Oh,
above
yeah,
me in
and
the
you were,
sky,
like,
and I'd
inside
be
a
in the
mountain,
ground.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then April brings us the Star Wars Celebration.
Again,
Well,
another cool day.
There won't be another next year, will there?
No.
Dead Island 2.
Oh, very good game.
Yeah. The Redfall Disaster. So the poor reviews about Redfall.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Hands-on Diablo 4. Then you're talking about
another
Star
game
Wars
that died
Outlaws.
a fucking death.
Yeah.
Well, I say it died a death. We spoke about that the other week. Very much hasn't died a death.
No, you just don't like it.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like it,
It's
so
not
therefore
all about
it's not
you,
good anymore.
all right? Then talking about Star Wars Outlaws and the Xbox Showcase. Then June. Oh, God, I would have said it was later in the year. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Well, in June?
No, that must have been the announcement, maybe.
Yeah, didn't come out in June.
Then, on the 30th of June, it was the 1 year anniversary of the pod.
Mm-hmm. That's when we sent out T-shirts and shit.
Yeah, and then it was Diablo 4 Downfall, question mark, and nostalgia for the fallen Diablo Immortal.
Fantastic mobile game.
Yeah, then we returned to ESO. And you guys gave your review.
I need to cancel that sub at some point.
Yeah, so do we. Only. I think we'll go back to it, but we just need to stop spending 20 quid a month on it.
Yeah,
guys,
collectively.
Yeah.
We're not each spending 20 quid a month.
No.
Yours isn't 20 quid a month, is it?
No.
Someone's having you over. So your crowns are going to be
crazy.
crazy.
The nice man who charges me £20 isn't giving me. My parcel's just been delivered into the bin. No. Sorry, I don't know why I read that. I was just paranoid. Anyway.
What episode was that?
No.
What was that?
Right, so you guys gave your Baldur's Gate 3 reviews. Then it was Remnant 2. Cyberpunk must have been... Oh, yeah, your new opinions on Cyberpunk. Because you played that this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Then you're hyping up for Starfield.
What a wetty that was.
Then, oh my God, when I went through that weird Netflix gaming phase where I was like that police detective.
Oh.
Actually class. Sorry, I shouted then. Really, really good. Then Starfield released, so you're all really excited about getting into Starfield.
Yeah, I'm glad I played that for like a week.
Then we had the State of Play for Sony.
Starfield was just... I tell you what, I don't know with Starfield where it went wrong for me. And so many other people.
I think it's because you could steal the stuff out of that closet. You had nothing to work for.
I don't even think it's that, because that wasn't like the best gear.
No.
It was just decent gear.
Yeah, but again, it's like what we were saying earlier. It's lazy. You think, oh my God, really? Like, to me, I find that it's a low chance of finding it, I suppose, from a developer point of view, that someone's going to look through a tiny slither in glass.
Yeah, but it's also Bethesda. You know what I mean? Like, they've seen.
Yeah, true.
No, yeah, but they've seen that kind of shit in Skyrim, like with going into the armory and being able to punch the gear off of the wall and then just slowly scoot it out by kicking stuff into it, and then you can loot it without being a thief. I don't really know what about the game just wasn't interesting. It just didn't. I really don't know. Maybe it was the travelling. Because it was just constant load screens.
Yeah.
Maybe even though it weren't really that bad, but it was.
But when you've been playing games where that's not a thing,
it
feels.
There was a
shit.
lot. There was a lot of you'd think you'd go. You're in a city. You'd go to your ship. You'd then load into your ship. You've then got to go to your seat. You then load into your seat.
I'm already bored.
Yeah, there's then a loading screen of the ship taking off. Blah blah blah. There's multiple just to get to one fucking place.
Yeah.
It's long-winded.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it died.
Well, there's probably someone who loves it.
Yeah, Neil.
There you go.
Neil loves it.
Good for Neil.
He's all over it. He's only just finished it.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck took you so long? He was like, I was doing everything.
Aww.
I was like, all right, fair enough.
So, here we go. October was Assassin's Creed Mirage. And Ash was still into Baldur's Gate 3. Then, what did you have? Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
And Lords of the Fallen.
Yep.
And then we had an episode about Comic-Con. Then it was... I was just seeing you put episode 69. Nice.
Well, there's 4 endings in Days Gone.
Oh, get away.
There's 4 endings.
Don't say them.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you back in the room with us? No, he's
Sorry,
gone.
sorry,
We've lost him.
I was just
We've lost him.
They're too long. Well, I'll come back to that.
Well, don't say, because you don't want to say the endings.
No, I'm not going to say them on the pod.
Okay.
But I was just reading what they are, because there's 4.
Yeah, you said.
3 normals and 1 secret.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
Ash just texted me. He was like, well done for actually doing it, like finishing it. Didn't think you'd be able to, like you would. And he was like, there is a secret ending.
Oh.
So I'll have to read the article to see what that is. I won't
Yeah.
do them, but
You won't?
no, because
You
I'll
can
have to
just watch
fucking
them on
start
YouTube.
start the game again.
Oh, you can't load back?
No, well
No.
I can, but
You won't.
I won't
Oh, fair enough.
because I'm lazy. No, I won't do it. What was you saying before I interrupted you about endings?
Oh, we were doing the year roundup.
Our own recap, like every other fucker.
Yeah. This is your non-consensual.
Yeah.
What's the buttons wrapped?
Yeah.
Okay.
2023 recap.
GTA 6 announcement in November, and Lethal Company. Oh yeah. God, I feel like that's been ages since you played that as
Lethal
well.
Company's sick.
Then it was the Game of the Year awards when Ash goes through his nominations. And then we had an episode talking about the Steam Deck OLED Baldur's Gate 3. Then Ash, yeah, we're coming up to December now with Ash sharing his DayZ stories. Oh, sorry for that ping. And then it was the results of the Game of the Year awards, Light No Fire trailer.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I really can't. That's going to be so fucking good.
And then brings us to Monday with God of War, Valhalla DLC, PUBG, and Days Gone. So there you go. That was a year of What's the Buttons.
Becky got DayZ for Toby,
Yeah.
and he's having a whale of a time. He's really enjoying it. He was like, what should I expect? And I just said to him, I said, don't. I said, don't expect anything. I said, the game is not going to hold your hand. I said, it's not going to tell you what to do. You're going to have no fucking clue. You're going to suffer, but you're going to love it. And I just said to him, treat it as if it is real life.
Yeah, well,
I said, that's as simple as if you can't work something out, just think what you would do in real life. That's probably how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, if you cut up a chicken, I said, your hands are going to be all covered in salmonella. So I said, you need to wash them before you eat the chicken. I said, you need to cook the chicken as well. But I said, you need to wash your hands because I know this the hard way.
Yeah.
So you don't wash them hands, you're fucked.
You don't like washing hands, do you?
And he messaged me with a picture of him loading back in, and he was like, we go again. He was like, he died of starvation. I was like, oh, that sucks. But he's enjoying it.
Yeah. The didn't we look, and like even with if you find antibiotics, you still have to take like however many an hour. Like you have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, you have to take a certain amount. You can't just take one and then it's done. It's crazy. But also like things like when you've got a cold, if you're coughing and stuff like that, you can put a rag in your mouth to muffle your coughing.
Ugh.
Because obviously proximity wise people can hear you.
Oh my God.
And the same as if you eat people, you get like a sickness that makes you laugh randomly. You can put a gag in your mouth as well to stop you from laughing. Or to muffle your laughs.
I wish you'd muffled him the other morning. You were playing it like the crack of dawn and he was going, ugh!
What, Days Gone?
Ugh!
Oh, what, DayZ?
Yeah. Constantly. And literally it was my fucking alarm. It wasn't bad. I needed to get up anyway. But yeah, he was just going, ugh! You know the one where you died on the road?
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, God.
Ugh! Like that. It was like, oh my God.
What was even wrong?
I was trying not to get
I had
mad.
blood poisoning. That's what it was, because
so
I cut myself, and the only bandage I had was like rags.
Yeah.
And I did it and then, had an infection. And that's why I was dying of blood infection.
Yeah.
Septic, basically.
Lived quite a long time though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Groaning.
Walked around for a long time
Yeah, you did,
until
you
I
did,
finally
yeah.
gave up.
Yeah.
Gave up once you got out of bed.
But yeah. I don't know what else to say.
That's the one. We got Death Stranding next.
Yeah.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing about it. I know that Norman Reedus is the protagonist in it.
Yep.
I know that a lot of people don't like it. I know that a lot of people do love it. All I've seen is him riding around on a motorcycle with boxes on his back, like you're a delivery man. So I don't know how good it's going to be. Let's have a look at some Metacritics.
No, don't. No, I challenge you not to. Don't let it shape your opinion.
It's not going to shape my opinion.
I don't care, please, no.
No, after Days Gone, I don't care. I'm going to do it. Get your foot off my penis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Get it off my penis. Get your slippers off my penis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to smack your titties. Get off.
Oh wow, you're hot.
Get off. Why?
'Cause
It's not going to
Don't
have
do
any
it.
effect. I'm going to do it anyway, regardless of your
you literally
threats.
began this podcast talking about how fickle you are.
Yeah, but after the day's gone, I'm a changed man.
Oh no, we've all heard that before.
Metacritic.
I'm not going to play WoW until the next expansion. Don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth.
82.
Perfect, lovely.
Generally favourable
Yeah.
is what it got. And the user score mixed or average. So it is what it is.
Okay.
So, yeah, not too bad. It's got an 86 on PC. But yeah. Death Stranding is creating a new game genre and therefore paves its own path towards more interactive experiences. It is a brave work thanks to its novelty, which fortunately is not a bragging right for its creators, as it may have seemed, but an exceptional title that will reward the bravery, blah, 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 blah. And that was for PS4. So naturally it's going to be better on PS5.
Hopefully.
Because that is how the world works.
Unless it's the Assassin's Creed remasters, in which case it's not how it works
Jesus
at all.
Christ.
They were really bad.
Which ones did they remaster?
2.
Did they remaster 2? Oh, they did, didn't they? Because
Yeah.
didn't we go through the
And-
pictures and we were like, that looks
Yeah,
fucking
it was
wank.
2 and Brotherhood and Revelations, I think. They did it. They called it the Ezio Collection.
Oh, yeah, of course they did.
I want to say.
Yeah.
They were like potatoes with eyes.
Yeah, I think that was the one that Mark was playing. It was the Ezio collection, and he was like, I just can't be arsed. Like, after a while,
it's
I
not
think
good.
he did 2 Brotherhood or whatever. I'll have to ask him. But he did quite a few, and he was like chipping away at it, and then he was like, I just can't. He's like, the
Yeah.
graphics and stuff. He's
Would
like, I'm not
you-
interested.
I know we've said in the past how you're not interested in playing like old games. But is there any that you would have a go at now?
Simpsons Hit and Run,
Yeah? Do you want me to crack it out?
possibly. Simpsons Hit and Run is something that I would.
'Cause
Or do you
I
remember
have
Simpsons?
Flushed Away.
Do you remember Simpsons skateboarding? Do you remember that?
No, I don't
No.
know that. Did you have the Treehouse of Horror on Game Boy Color?
No.
Oh.
Oh, I might have done. No, I don't know. Maybe I did. Simpsons Hit and Run, though, I feel like, did I complete it when I was a kid? I don't actually think I did. I got up to the snowplow and the rocket car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would love to go back now because I don't know if you get it, but I always get like a TikTok live of someone
everybody
playing
playing
Hit
it.
and Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always think like that.
Because didn't they... I feel like they did bring out a new version of it, didn't they?
No.
Sure?
Someone was trying to make a new version of it because I've looked it up before, and we'll probably have to look it up again. But there is a reason why.
Yeah. In July 23, Simpsons Hit and Run remake is now finally complete. Not only does it look fantastic, but it's fully playable.
Yeah, but it's made by a person, not made by
Is it?
a developer. Yeah, they've. I remember watching them on YouTube. They put a series out of how they were doing it, and the money involved, and the assets they had to buy and stuff like that. And it did look really good, but it weren't OG. Like, they didn't have necessarily permission to do it.
Yeah.
They were just making their own Hit and Run. But it was very, very interesting watching them like do all the coding for it and everything like that. But it's one of the few games where I would look at it and am really not bothered by the graphics or anything to do with it because it's fucking Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah.
How fun. But I would also love to do it now as an adult to see what it's like, because obviously having never completed it, and the last time I played it I was a child, obviously my mind is completely different. So it's like, how hard is it? How long is it? Like, what did I miss? What am I going to like this time round? Would be really interesting. The Prince of Persia's I'd love to do again, but I would kind of want a little bit of a graphic enhancement on some of them. But definitely like the Warrior Within, I would love to play that again. There's some definite like that would scratch a certain itch, because they were like my childhood things. Prince of Persia, so fucking Simpsons Hit and Run, Ratchet and Clank. That was like the OG shit for me.
Yeah. And I find it, I know we've said it probably 100 times, we've all said it on here, but it never fails to amaze me how we didn't notice how shit the graphics are. Like, you can remember playing PlayStation games, DS games, whatever, and they were crispy. They were great. You know, like, oh my god, look at that. And you look at it now, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that.
And I think
it's so odd, and like, I don't know. It just really gets me every time.
But you think that back then that was the shit.
It.
That was top
I
tier,
know.
and it's like, yeah, that was incredible. Now it's like you look at that and you go, yeah, that was shit compared to what we've got now.
Yeah.
And I always think, what kind of stuff do we have now where in 30, 40 years time we're going to look at it and go, what the fuck was that? What was we playing with there? Because like we've said so many times, with the PS5 and the Series X and S with PCs and stuff like that, the curve for engineering purposes is a lot less prevalent than what it used to be. That gap is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So we, again, like we've said, rather than going from graphics, because I feel like you will hit a ceiling, you have to go for something else. You've got VR, you've got loading times, you've got how fast something can download, all these different areas that you can build on and improve. So it's like, what things do we have that are already kind of, you know what I mean? You're not going to get...
What are you talking about, like at their maximum?
Yeah, because you think that this laptop is a powerhouse for what it is. It's beefy. That will play AAAs on it, no issue. You grab a laptop from years ago, like you said, your dad, when he bought his first laptop, or how much was that? Like the $2,000 one or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And compare that to that is fucking huge.
Yeah,
the
it
gap,
had one of those connected to the internet. It had one of those, you know, the big things that you have to pull out. And
the
push
gap,
in,
the gap is incredible.
I don't know what they were called.
Whereas if you grab this laptop and then in 5-10 years time grab another laptop, say another MSI, how different are they truly?
I think.
Do you think they'll be very different?
Potentially. If you look, so hang on, what year is it? If I go,
because there's also a lot of stuff where you like older stuff when you think, fucking hell, that's so
10 years ago,
under-engineered.
10 years ago, this was your iPhone.
Yeah.
So, yes, I can, you know what I mean? Like, I know what you. I don't know. Basically, it's impossible to predict. But you see what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, but the capabilities of that iPhone to the iPhone that you've got in the iPhone that you've just looked at that iPhone with now.
But that kind of is the theory that proves it, because in 10 years' time, I don't think that it's necessarily going to slow down.
Yeah, but I think
because you think that the zoom and the cameras, they're the best thing, but that was the same case 10 years ago.
Yeah, but everything has its limit, doesn't it?
But no one's found a limit yet.
Or that you know of.
What, you think they're all in secret going, fuck, we've reached the limit?
Well, no, I feel like there must be some aspects where it's like, okay, well, we cannot make this bit any better than what it is. We cannot improve this any more than we already have. We need to pay attention to a different area of whatever it is that we're looking at.
Do you not think, though, that if you think of where VR is heading, where AI is currently going, and even something like Alexa's, where, again, 10 years ago, Siri was a clunky piece of... Well, it still is now, but, you know what I mean? That was like, oh, wow, look, you press a button and it's like it's talking to you. I feel like shit like that is going to be way, way more prevalent.
Yeah, a different area being explored.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to ever move away from graphics. Anyway, there's all like, I see what you mean, because I know we've said before, like at what point does it become imperceptible by the human eye? Like,
I think
it's already crispy as fuck. How is it going to get any more?
Because I think it will be there will be a ceiling with graphics, but it will be something else that gets built upon. So it might be the graphics of this game is exactly like real life. So now we just need to make it load up quicker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, and eventually you're going to hit a point where you can't make it load up any quicker, and so on. Even like when the PS5 first came out, obviously I know over time technology slows down a little bit. Like sometimes with the laptop I have to press the on button like 3 times for it to fucking realise that I'm pressing the on button. It's weird. But when the PS5 first came out and people were looking at the loading times for games, and like Spider-Man was something like 7 seconds from turning the PlayStation on to loading the game and being in the game was 7 seconds or somewhere near that. Obviously now it's still fast, but maybe a bit slower. So it's like once you've got that almost like instant, there's a lot of technology that I feel is really fucking cool, and we just don't sort of notice it as much anymore.
Well, yeah. And I would say that I don't feel that anything is at its peak yet.
No, neither do I. But I feel like there are bits that might be coming to their peak. Possibly.
Maybe.
But, again, I'm not smart enough, nor am I a fucking engineer or an inventor to truly understand. I mean, fuck me. I can't get wireless earphones to work properly.
That's because Android.
What do you mean? They were on the ones for my laptop and the PlayStation. You know, most of the world use Android. Do you know that?
Yeah, but not all though, do they? Like,
there's just
not
2/3 of it.
Mm. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that, do you?
Yeah.
You like your little iPhone,
I'm
don't you?
hungry.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
I am. We've got massive camembert downstairs.
Well, I've got to
haven't we?
raid the freezer for party food as well.
Oh, have you? Oh,
Yeah.
what, we're having picky bits.
We've got to do some maths on oven times.
Fantastic. We can do that. Well, do you want to wrap it up then?
Oh, will we wrap up 2023?
Oh, we're going to wrap up 2023 and you're going to listen to this in 2024.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
how fantastic.
Still got to do the exclusive as well.
We do have to do the exclusive, which is, what'sthebuttons.com / no,
Other way.
patreon.com / there is a what'sthebuttons.com. I need to check that really to make sure that I am still paying for it. So I would imagine that, I don't know.
Yeah, you own the domain, don't you?
I do own the domain. We the collective own the domain.
Employee owned.
So we might as well do that. I must say though, as fantastic as it's been playing Days Gone with you watching it, it's been a long time since we've played a game where we've both been engrossed like that consistently from pretty much start to finish. I think The Last of Us Part 2 was the last one.
Maybe The Quarry, but then we were both playing that,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really count.
So it makes it, I must say, it makes it, for me, far more enjoyable to play it that way. And I feel like there's so many people out there that don't have that kind of relationship where there's like that simultaneous like gamer brain where it's like let's both be involved with it. I mean, like, it got to a point, everyone, where Steph was like my co-pilot whilst we was playing that with like bandages and shit. It's like, oh, you've got a little bit of health. If you use a med kit here, you can go and pick one off of that geezer that you killed about 10 minutes ago but couldn't loot it because you had too many med kits.
Yeah.
Like looking at stuff like that I just need, or the fucking missions. For whatever reason, I could not read the dialogue. I couldn't fucking see it. Every time it popped up, I just weren't paying attention to it. So I'm sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? And Steph's like, well, use your fucking eyes.
Well, no, because I'm not that passive aggressive.
You were getting there.
There was a point where, no spoilers, but someone's being like violently attacked by zombies, and at the top it said "find a way in," and my man stood there looking at the window, just going, "What? What's happening? What is it? What's that? What's that?" It's like, could it be that the truck next to you that you could push and under the window may be the answer? I was just like, you're supposed to go in and find it. Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I apologise.
You just stood there listening to the poor bastard getting absolutely ravaged.
There's also a plethora of clips that we've managed to get from this game that are fantastic clips. I put one on the Instagram yesterday, and it's got viral potential.
You
I reckon, because it's just fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's just so simple. All it was is a clip of a bounty. There's someone on a motorbike, and I thought at the time I had to kill him. I'd just got a Barrett 50 cal,
Yeah.
one
You were
beefy
excited
fucking
to use
sniper, and I see him on the bike. He was in front of me. I pulled out the sniper, and I zoomed in. And then on Days Gone, you've got a focus meter, which basically slows everything down. So I hit that, and as I hit it, the geezer that sent me on this bounty hunt, like, radioed in, and he was like, "I need him."
Remember.
Remember, I need him alive. And literally, as the word "alive" left his mouth, I shot the geezer in the head and blew his head up. And then obviously it restarted the mission, and it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Go on the
you
Instagram
fell
and
through
watch
the floor as well.
Fell through the floor because it hadn't loaded in. Fucking hit a wolf, and it was stuck in my bike for ages.
Knocked Mike off his bike.
Knocked
Killed
Mike off of
Sarah.
his bike. Yep, killed Sarah. Fucking falling off or riding up a cliff.
Jumped off a cliff.
Jumped off a cliff and died. There was the fucking one literally today. Steph didn't like it when I killed any of the wolves or any of the animals, even though they're trying to kill me.
Yeah, well,
so
you were in their way.
she wouldn't let me kill a pack of wolves. So I was like, all right. I said, well, they're going to chase me anyway. I said, they're going to get me at some point. And I rode away on my bike, and then I turned the corner, and then sure enough, a wolf fucking runs at me, and then it comes up with that slow-mo, like, press R1 if you time it right, and you'll like kill them. And I did it, and the wolf just fucking shot up into the air, just completely spazzed out and went vroom.
Yeah.
Some funny clips that I'm going to cut down and then put on the Instagram, because they're just entertaining. I don't know whether to post them up separately or post them in a series.
A little compilation.
Little compilation of clips.
Yeah, I think do that.
It's fantastic. So tune in for them, and we're going to leave it there. So, Merry New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And that's it, innit?
Let's go and have some camembert.
It's the 2024, guys. Yeah.
Have you made any New Year's resolutions?
Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Hooroo.
Hooroo.